everyone. It's lovely to see you. I am Miss Polly. I am Miss Polly. I'm happy to see everyone. Um, I know I'm trying to figure it all out, still getting everything set up. So I hope you guys, if you guys notice anything, let me know. But I'm glad to have you here. If you guys do not know my name, once again, I am Miss Polly, and what we talk about here is relationships. For the most part, relationships with people, places, things, and how our culture and our backgrounds and all those things will uh, ultimately interact with how we react to things, and they'll affect our relationships that we have. So today, though, as you saw in the title, my friends, as you saw in the title, crashing out women. I mean, right now it is a really, really, really big thing. All you see all day right now is women on TikTok, YouTube. Uh, Basically, I see it on every single platform. I see women crashing out. I didn't think that I would see such a thing, but it's everywhere. I don't actually think that there is anyone who's not really talking about it um, out here, and so it's one of those things where there's like multiple streams going on today about people just they're just crashing out. A lot of women are crashing out. So, as you all know, our president now is Donald Trump. Donald Trump, right? And so a lot of people, really, to say the least, really didn't want to have him in place, but obviously enough people that he is the president, right? Hey, Mr. Frizzle. And so what's going on right now is you're seeing a lot of people come forth about their concerns about what will be happening next. Okay. And that's the thing. It's one thing to, you know, let's say like tell everyone how you feel about the elections and all that. That is one thing. But the real hyper focus that we're on is the crash outs here on these. I'm gonna say in every platform, really, every platform has women just losing it, um, saying all kinds of things. I've even seen even a few apologies on some platforms after they got some new information. But for the most part, I see a lot of people. Well, it's about a lot of women, quite frankly, being they're like in shambles over Trump being elected. Okay. And with these crash outs, I mean, there's just so many of them. I actually was like, wow, I was really surprised. I mean, yes, he's been elected before. Nobody, we always said families are arguing. You have relationships with husbands and wives are all in disarray. But I mean, I didn't think the effect for women would be so traumatic. Hey, Jordan. It's so dramatic. And I meant, like, I know we don't all get what we want when we get a president. Sometimes you'll get things you want and things you don't want, right? But I have never seen the masses of women just, oh my gosh, they're just so distraught. I mean, they're crying. Um, it's a real thing. Now, I will say this show, I will have people come up. So you guys please come up. And hi Jordan. You come up and I did put the link in the chat. If you guys would like to come up and have a conversation with me, that would be amazing. I would also tell you that before we even start this, because it's very, very important, because I am going to be kind of talking about a few things that I know some people may feel a certain way. Okay, and I'm just trying to have a conversation, not a argument or disruption, but I really just want to have some opinions and some thoughts being passed around, because it is very, very surprising to me that like what's happening. So I do want um you guys to know, to start off to start off at the very, I want you guys to know that sometimes I'm going to, be on the offense, and I'm going to say, have conversations to dig deep, but not necessarily these are my personal opinions. Okay. At this moment. Now, if you ask me if it's my opinion about something or my view, I will give you that. But for the most part, we're going to talk about why are women really crashing out losing it and shambles over this. Okay, so I'm just gonna put a little shout out to some friends so they know I'm live. Okay, even though I did tell them. So anyway, this is what it is. Okay. From the outside, if I remove myself from the outside, I'm seeing that there is a lot of issues on the table for women, right? A lot of women didn't want Trump in office for numerous reasons, but one of the ones we all focus on, okay, one of the ones we always focus on is I don't know if we realize this, but the abortion policies, or birth control policies, all the above, right? And I noticed that the family planning and all that, they do not like his policies. So women are really hyper focused on that one policy. And when I'm watching the reactions, I don't see much of a reaction from the women who are business owners and are doing their own businesses. And you got to remember, the women are the ones who are growing, the fastest, and becoming homeowners, being highly educated. So really, a lot of his policies pertaining to money and things like that, they actually may be in a positive for those women. So they don't talk about that, though. They don't talk about those policies. You really hear a lot of women really speaking about, them not having the right to birth control, not being able to go to have the abortions if they'd like to, or not being able to, get contraception in different forms. Now, for so far, it sounds good, right? We're all good. We're on the same page. Hopefully, you guys are. The real issue is not that. The real issue is, why are women really hyper focusing only on that policy? Why is that one policy the one that we're losing it on? And I had to think about that, because I am also a woman. And so there are some things I understand that, maybe, we have the difference now. We're going to make you guys see what I'm talking about. The difference between contraception and abortion, right? There is a difference. Okay, contraception is the prevention of, in fact, being pregnant, but abortion is the action after that conception has taken place, right? So there is a difference. And for all purposes, we have an umbrella that kind of lists all of them in the same category. And you hear a lot of men saying they think women, now, like I said, once again, listen to what I'm saying. It's not me from the view outside. Is that a lot of men are saying that women have gotten out of control. We have lost our minds because now we have the option to do reckless behavior without consequences, and that those behaviors will only get worse when there is no repercussion or any action taking place from that. Correct? Thank you for that, Jordan. So at the end of the day, you think women just run around acting wild, and I'm saying, okay, we do have to have consequences, and consequences sometimes are children and what comes with that, right? And yes, there may be child support for men, okay, and that may be maybe possibly not enough of a repercussion for men, and I could see that as a woman that may be an issue. But when we're talking about the difference here, right? Once again, we're going to talk about the difference here. Why is it that we're hyper focusing on women having the option to go out and be with men without protecting themselves? Because now we're just getting down to the base, right? We're talking about women being in a position where you can use just regular birth control. I wonder, sorry, I'm getting a little, couldn't they just separate the two? Because I think some people are not necessarily against abortion, but some people are, but some people aren't necessarily against contraception. A condom, being able to take birth control. No, some people aren't against that. So my question is, why is there this big hyper focus on just that one policy. I mean, they are crashing out. You don't understand. The stuff I was seeing and hearing is wild, and it's really only based on women just not being able to have their freedom. In my view, stepping outside of that, is that they're really only crashing out because they want to have the abortion part, and that is the big thing. And that made me think. That really made me think. Why are women only hyper focusing on the abortion part and not necessarily the point of, okay, we might need contraception, but we don't have to have abortion, or is there's something else? But I see this over fixation, and now my question is, like I said, I like to have a conversation with a few people, but why are we having this? And I think these women are not thinking clearly, or there's something else going on, because if you're willing to put yourself at risk because you didn't ask, hey, we want us to make sure that we're not getting diseases and all this. No, the women are actually saying they just want to have the option after they make, because now you're telling me that women are purposefully choosing to go out here and be with men unprotected, taking, the chance of getting pregnant. They want to be able to have the option to do that. And then once they know what's going to happen, then be able to get rid of it. Now they're using the abortion as a contraception instead of it being a contraception being used to avoid abortion. Now that's what it looks like. And that's what I don't understand that. So like I said, this is part of the conversation. Then we're going to move on to another part of it. But this is something I really had to think about. Why is it? Why is it? And so, what I'm saying, what are we doing as a culture? And we can even break it down further. What are we doing as a culture of women to say it's okay to be reckless and wild and not have any parameters? And I'm saying that as a person who, because you can point your finger at me and say, "Okay, look at you, you're a poly." I do not run wild like that. Just being real, I'll straight up honest with you. I have people that I'm dedicated to. I focus on those people, and so even me, I think is reckless. So if I'm saying that I think that it's a little odd, and we might have to reflect, women. We might take a little reflection. I'm not saying all women are in this mind frame, but I'm saying it's starting to seem that the ones who are out here making these scenes and protesting, when they're talking about the reason why they're upset, is really because it appears, I'll give them that, it appears that you guys are open to the fact that you want to be reckless and wild, and the only thing you want to do, you don't want to prepare yourself for a child after you're probably in your hot moments jumping on somebody at night, but you want to just get rid of that situation instead of, hey, that's my consequence for my actions. And you can say this probably might sound kind of rude. No, because I've been actually listening to a lot of women, hearing their point of view, and when I hear young women who are in their 20s talk about like popping these oh Lord, look at me, I forgot the name of it. Day after pills. They popping these like candy. They take this like once a week. They acting like, a plan B. That's what it is. Sorry. A plan B is like, that's the plan. Like, why would it don't even make sense. That is reckless behavior. And then you might say, okay, well, no, we're just trying to make sure we're okay. But I would understand if that was the mindset if an accident occurred. And that's why I actually do think, if that was the case, that's why they have doctor's office in facilities. If you go there and you say, hey, something happened to me, a man took advantage of me, I don't know what happened, I need to make sure that, I'm not confused about what's going on. If something happened to you, okay, a doctor can then give you that, because plan Bs were in the hospitals for a very long time. there was no access to people who were just being reckless, right? So you go in, you tell them what happened, and then you get your plan B. Okay, that's what happens. But that's not what's happening. What's happening is women are going out, getting tore up from the floor up, knocking down who knows who and how many of who. And then they have, oh, I'm missing my time a month, and then they want to go pop a pill. And I think that's very reckless behavior. And unfortunately, we live in a place where it's free. We do live in a place that's free. But we also live in a place where people who have these freedoms do act wild, and with rules and policies, we might want to check ourselves, because that's not only reckless for numerous things. I think people don't realize that you have ladies out here, like I said, they get knocked down, every weekend or maybe every other weekend by new different people. But that's also where you have these high numbers, skyrocketing numbers of STDs, like rampant, because it's the afterthought of what you did last night or last week, and then you do it over and over. It's not like, oh, this happened once a month. These ladies are not having a once a month occurrence of issues. These women are having a once a month, I just don't care, and that's different. So I do think there, at some point we do have to have some rules and policies so that people aren't just being reckless. And now the parameters of that, my own personal opinion, my parameters of that, I don't have like a exact way that would look, but I do think there has to be at some point a consequence for just being reckless. I mean, it's a place of being free and having your own choice. We also want to know that your choices do affect other people. And I think Americans want this idea of being the individualist so much that whatever they do doesn't affect anyone around them. And they really do think that. They think that, oh, if I just, so what? As long as I ain't hurt nobody but me. What you do does hurt other people, and it hurts other people around you. And I think that is that lack of connection amongst us as a culture in America, is that we don't get that you do hurt people when you live in proximity to others, regardless of how you feel about it. Your actions do change the other people around you, and it does affect everyone. And you think it's just little old you, and it's not. It's not just little old you. And you have to think on a larger scale. And a lot of people don't want to think on that scale, that what I do affects everyone around me, and you're not held accountable for being reckless because it didn't hurt anybody but yourself if you slept with 7 people last weekend. Or that might be extreme. Let's bring it back and reel it in. Okay, you sleep with a new person every 3 weeks. Okay, but that is kind of being reckless, because you start adding that up. Now you're out here just being reckless, and now you're taking Plan Bs like they're M&Ms. That's not, and those pills are not supposed to be used like that. They're not supposed to be used like that. And we all know what pharmaceutical people do. Okay, they're out here for the money. You already know that, because even now when you take medicines, all these side effects, they don't, as long as you're not dead on the ground because they want you to keep buying pills, they're going to keep being okay with you popping a pill every day. Every person that I've heard say they take those pills like that, they hurt. Okay, and Mr. Best, I'm bringing Mr. Best up here. Hey, Mr. Best, how are you today? Can you hear me? Oh, Mr. Best, you on mute. You okay?
No, I'm good. I'm good. I was
Okay.
trying to. I clicked join the chat, and I was trying to do more than one thing at once. So forgive me.
Mm, yes. So but what I was saying, like, I think that people don't realize things affect everybody. It's not just themselves, and that these pharmaceutical companies do not care if you're buying it as long as you don't die, because they want you to buy more. And so you taking
Mhm.
pills like that, it's just really just it's just there's no way that is a healthy way, you know, for your
Yeah,
body in general. And and I
definitely,
think that the other
definitely.
part is, yeah, we don't even know. We know that any contraceptives anyway does really bother your long term fertility, because that's what it's meant to
Hmm.
do. So we want to say, if you can't, you have to, if you're going to say, okay, those things do hurt fertility later, and you've been on them
Mm-hmm.
since you were 15, 14, women been on it for they're 14 and then they're 28 trying to have baby, having problems. You know that those medications affect you. So why would you think not popping a pill, you know, like 20 times a year, even if it's with your boyfriend, is going to affect you also? I'm
Salute to
just
Jordan. I
saying.
see you loaded, bro.
Oh,
Look. I think it's the bigger issue that we just don't, like I said, we don't, when it comes to just our people of color, we don't control things politically, socially, and of course medically. Relationship wise, we don't control things, and not in this nation anyway. So I think that we just have to start controlling the things that that are personal to us and the things that are affecting us. And if we continue to let other people have choices for us, then it's going to continue to be bad, and we're going to continue not to get the results that we're looking for. Um, and I think that relationally, that's why we have so many issues because we're not choosing the things that we really want. We're not really choosing a lot of things that we want to do or be around or be with or places that we want to live or wherever else. So when you get to a mate, yeah, that's that's a choice that a lot of us fail at because we're not truly choosing the right person. We're not truly choosing the right people, or sometimes we get involved in a situation legally where we are forced to continue to choose the same person over and over again in order to get out of
yeah,
that legally, which is in marriage, right? In order to get out of that
yeah.
legally, you gotta do so much just to get out of that, right? So let's say Miss Polly, you got married at 17 and you didn't know this man at 17, but you got married at 17. Now
Mhm.
you don't even know you gotta do all the stuff to get out of it. You have no idea. You just knew you was in love, but you didn't know now, now that you're like, let's say 27, right? 10 years later, now you're like, oh, I ain't know this about myself. I didn't know that. I ain't know that. But now you may have kids now with this person, right? Now y'all may have businesses together. Y'all may have different things together. So now it's so different now. But that one decision, right, has turned your whole life around. You know what I'm saying? So I think that a lot of people now, the reason why that pro-choice thing mm, is so big is because it gives people the freedom to choose what to do. And I think everybody should have the freedom to choose what they do. I do think that the choice when it comes to kids should be made by both the man and the woman. You know what I mean? If both are available. If not, then, of course, it's probably going to be the woman. You know what I mean? Because she's the one carrying the baby. But if both are available, both are functional, and both want to be in the kid's life, they should both have the option to choose what they want to do with the child. If they're not both around, then of course, like I said, it's going to fall on the woman. So at the end of the day, and I do believe that children should not be aborted, but they should just be put in an adoption system. An adoption system should be a system that is a lot more functional than what it is, right? Because child support services or social services, period, is complete trash. I'm gonna just say it like that. Because I got family members in it, and they have to slave in order to get the right things to happen. You know what I mean? Salute to the homie Dead Pill Reacts. Good to see you. They have to slave to get the right things to happen. Whether it's them personally or whether it's them, helping people. You know what I'm saying? They have to go through, the rigor just to get certain things to happen for people to, be able to have social services, or people to be able to have homes, food, child care, things of that nature, or for children to be taken care of, period. So yeah, so it's a lot that goes into it, and I think that we definitely have to do a better job individually as a people. I'm talking about our people. Then together, what I mean, and that way we can make strides for things to be better. So yeah.
Yes. So yeah, I mean, I do agree with a lot of you're saying, and that's the thing, you know. I'll read one of this here. The man code. He said, "Greetings, probably listen because this is a sensitive topic for me. Your breakdown is appreciated." Um, hey, hey, Jen. Well, listen, I do think that it is an important topic. A lot of people are talking about this topic. Um, and like I said in the beginning, if someone like, and I know a lot of people came in a little bit after, but the hyper focus of people not wanting to vote for Trump was this. They didn't want him to mess with, obviously, you know, women's health. And I said, I actually think it's almost like women are so hyper focused on that they want to be upset about the abortion part, but they're not really concerned about the contraception part. Like if we separated the two, right? Let's just say we separated the two. If we said nobody cares if we get contraception, and we could use abortion if an emergency purposes, which there is real emergency purposes, is someone it's on the operating table because they have a tubal ligation or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Not because of just because you don't want to go through the whole process. If that was the case, if we just took that and put that in place, but just going because you had a fun night on Thursday is not okay, would there be the same response? And I actually would be honest with you, I don't think so. Hey Drip, I don't think so. I don't think you would have the same reaction. I think actually no, I tell you what, I would think you have the same reaction from the people it's coming from. I think you would hear, because you would be forced to hear, is that women would be like, well, if I go out with him and I don't want this baby, I should be able to get rid of it. You would hear that. You wouldn't hear them say, oh, I just want to make sure, my bad cramps stop. They're two separate things. Contraception and abortion are two separate things. And what I'm seeing is that there's a big drive to keep abortion on the table. My question is, why are we seeing that? And these crash outs, I mean, women are crying. They're making scenes they're even attacking men verbally about not picking who they thought who should be president because they didn't support just that one, just that focus. And my question is, that makes me reflect. So do you think that women are choosing to vote for people based on just one outlet? Because these are the same women they're making a lot more money, they're having jobs. A lot of his policies really are going to go for more business people who are I'm not saying I agree with his policies, but I'm saying the focus of people who have their own businesses, things like that. A lot of the policies and things like that are actually helpful to them. So is this really an issue of we don't like his policies, or is the issues that like us being able to have the right to do what we want is being taken away, and we don't like that?
Before you even get into the whole political side, what I mean, we gotta go at the very, very start of what you're asking, which is men and women relationships, right? So we don't even know how to structure that as far as just having structure with men and women, right? So we don't know that, okay, if I meet a guy and he's nice, what I mean, I don't know where to slot him, right? And the same thing can happen with men too. We don't know how to slot people sometimes, right? Some people are just there to be your friend. Some people are just there to be business. Some people are there just to, go to the movies with you. Some people are there for you there physically, intimately. Maybe they're there for you to be intimate with, spiritually or emotionally. They may not be there to be physically intimate with you, right? So do we know how to slot the different people in our lives? And the answer is, according to what a lot of people are saying, they don't. You know what I mean? They don't know how to slot people. You know what I mean? They don't know that the delivery guy is not the guy that you may have to. And I'm not saying it just because he's a delivery guy, right? But I'm just using that as an example. They don't know delivery guy or the preacher or whoever, whatever guy. It could be whatever guy. They don't know that he's not husband material, right?
Right.
They don't know your husband is supposed to be like maybe 5% of the men that you meet, maybe less, right? Yeah. It can't be 100%. If 100%, you got a big problem. You got a huge problem. If you want to marry every man you meet, you got a big problem. If you want to marry
every something else going on, we gotta get that.
Yeah, you got a big problem. Like, and this is what we do. We either I see people are the furthest extreme, or they're on the other side of the extreme where they either don't care or they have like these crazy, crazy standards that make no sense, absolutely none. Is that Grizz? Grizz, what up? You know what I mean? They don't make no sense. So like, basically, like, it's either okay, I'm gonna be out here and just be a straight, demon out here and just be knocking everything down and not even wearing protection and all types of stuff. I even have family members tell me, "Yo, I don't like wearing protection." I'm like, yo, yo, are you serious? You know how many diseases out here? Like, forget having a child. Like, this disease rate is crazy. Like, you bugging, and you
Yeah.
live in a major city. Like, you super bugging. So,
Don't
you know what I
even
mean?
care.
Like, yeah. So that's one aspect. But then we also got the other aspect where people want to get married at hello, and it's just like I don't understand. I don't understand these two philosophies. It's just weird to me. It's very weird. There's no balance. You know what I mean? So know what I mean? Exactly. Got to watch who you lay with, watch who you stay with. Word. For real, Jordan. So that's the thing. Like, we have to have balance. So once we get the balance in relationships, now we can start moving into, maybe other aspects of things in society. Now we can start challenging things politically. Now we can start challenging things socially. Now we can start changing laws and making things happen and having, community services that actually work and clean up our community and all that. We can't do none of that because we can't even get the basics right. You know what I mean? We don't even got the basics right. If you ask one of your sister friends, Miss Polly, what do you do
Mm.
when you first meet a guy going a date? What are the steps that you take? And you may get like 8 different answers from 8 different women, right? And you're
Yes.
like, yo, this can't be
Yes.
this hard. Like, you don't know that you have to, take a shower and get this done and fix your hair this way and do that and do that. You don't know that. You don't know that, that the man's supposed to, what I mean, meet you at a certain area, or if you don't want him to meet you at your house, you're supposed to give him another location, or maybe meet him at the restaurant. Like, you don't know this. You don't know to put gas in your car. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you don't know. Like, and yes, people don't know these basic things. You know what I'm saying? So because we
Yes.
don't know the basic things, and I'm like my brother Gris Cook, we can't have the
Yeah.
argument when it comes to politics. That's beyond us. That's if we that's we
That's
you
too
talking
far
about
ahead.
we even
Okay.
doing, we can't even do basic math. We forget doing calculus. We can't even do basic math. We can't even do two
Boom.
plus two. 2 plus 2 is hard. You know what I'm saying? So we get 2 plus 2 right. Now we can start moving into algebra, calculus, and everything else. But we gotta get 2 plus 2 first. So that's where I land.
Okay. Yes. Hey, how are you?
I'm good, a little tired, but I'm Gucci. How
Okay,
you
good,
doing?
good. I'm well. I'm well. So yes, we were asking about these crash outs. I don't know. Have you seen the crash out, sir? Have you seen them?
No, I haven't. Could you educate me on that, please?
Absolutely. So after the election, there was obviously people have their emotions. They go on, different platforms, TikTok and whatnot. But there was a very high volume of women who were expressing how they were very upset. I mean, they were crying, depending on the situation. They were crying. They were, talking about how they weren't going to be in support of any men. Some even saying women, other women and their causes because they didn't get um, the result they wanted for president. But a lot of them also were focused mainly on the abortion policies that would be changing and contraception policies that would be changing since Trump is in office and what he wants to move forward with. And a lot of these women were so upset. And I noticed though the focus was really mainly on the abortion part. You hear women say things about the contraception part a lot, but it doesn't. Their reasoning for it is a little. It sounds a little off because they'll say they need to have those policies, and then they'll go straight to the abortion. Why they can't go, ahead and get the abortion done, but the reasoning will be because if someone gets taken advantage of, or if they're having a surgery, because they have an issue with the baby in their tube or something like that, and the the statistics just don't land in there. Yeah, there are people who get obviously raped and things like that, and there are people who obviously have medical emergencies, but the vast majority of abortions are not that. And the separation between contraception and abortion are two separate things. Preventing, conception and taking action after contraception are two separate things. And so as I'm looking at this, I'm really wondering now about, are the reasons why everyone's against the the rules changing is because they want to be reckless, because that activity is reckless when you constantly go and have someone use you like that, and you can be okay with them having a moment with you, but you're not being responsible with it, and then you don't want to take responsibility afterwards. So it does make me question it, because I'm a little, as a woman, I'm even like, okay, well, why is everybody so hyper focused on that? So you go ahead. I'm gonna bring Drip up here, and then but you go ahead and start your piece, dear.
So, so with me, as far as women and abortion, as far as that, so I'm about to take it way back in history. We're about to go way back before we were born. It was so women. So basically, I feel this is just me, and certain things that I've read, and things that the powers that be who are empowering the government, a lot of them are a lot of old heads who believe women should be seen and not heard. Women should not have women should not have the time. Women should not have a piece or a say of what they can and cannot do. Um, and for me, I feel like that's disgusting, because like a lot of them are like, you know what, women should never have kids, and we should tell them when they can and cannot have kids. But on the other hand, too, a lot of these new age women, a lot of these new, and also some of these new age women, and some of them around my age as well. I do have a friend, and this person has a friend of hers. Has a friend, and they like to bump. Hold on. Give me a second, please.
Yeah, we'll let you fix. He might have to fix his mic.
What up, Miss Polly?
Hi, Drew.
You know what?
How are
I'm
you
gonna let somebody else go right now.
Okay,
What's
dear.
going on?
Go ahead. So yeah, Drip, I can hear you. I'm glad you can hear me today. That's why I am glad.
Yeah, you sound good, girl. What up?
Hey. So I don't know if you're listening. You're making me laugh. I don't know if you were listening prior to, but what do you say about such? How do you feel about these crash outs? I mean, they're crash outs.
Well,
Let's just be honest.
I don't want to say this on your show, but I'm gonna say it because shout out to
You gonna say
Beans.
something nice about me first? Okay, I'm sorry.
Well, first of all, you looking beautiful, girl. You got the hair flowing, the pink. You got your camera light going. Yes. You got the cheeks blushing and shit for Drip. Yeah. So your throat. Yes,
Absolutely.
Lord. Shout out to Polly. But now, like crash out sessions, you know I don't do them. It's a nigga crashing out about me right now, BBL Beans on this channel. He just don't understand that he's just everything is why y'all ain't saying nothing to Drip. Why y'all ain't say Drip take all the women? I don't take women. I'm sorry. I'm not a pimp. I'm a peace of mind YouTuber that I just come on here for a peace of mind. But you won't catch me crashing out on nobody. I don't even raise my voice like that. So you know. Plus my camera costs a little too much to spit on the lens. So nah, I'm not gonna do that.
You so
But hey, Miss Polly.
Yes, sir.
Oh Jesus. Hey.
Well, I know you don't believe in this crash out, but I'll ask you this. Let's just say,
what do you mean by crash out, though?
Huh?
I think, what do you mean by like crashing out? Like, I was just bullshitting.
Well, I mean, yeah, it's a little bit a lot. I think if I would see women just express how they feel and all that, that'd be cool. But I mean, we have women saying like they're not going to support other women anymore because
that's just
they feel like that their rights were taken away from them. They don't want to support men anymore. They're upset, talking about don't ask us for help. And I'm like, what policies were so horrific? And the only policy that I hear women really talk about, like yesterday on the show with you, the only one I really hear women talk about that they're in disagreement with is the policy that has to do with them being able to have abortion. And I'm like, why is abortion the number one issue you have when you have contraception? If you have contraception, why do you even need
no self-control? That's crazy.
Praise him. Go ahead. So go ahead. Talk to him now. Talk to him.
So, I mean, And y'all know I don't be with the women bashing shit because that's not how I'm coming. But the fact that y'all half-ass political ass women that really ain't never been political day in y'all fucking life, and now y'all want to come with this abortion shit, that's cool. I support that. You know why I support that? Because I have a cousin who actually had to go through that shit. She actually had a stillborn and damn near died. So I respect that shit for y'all to the utmost. Like, it broke our family up having to see her go through that. So trust me, I'm down like 4 flats with that shit, and I respect it. And Miss Polly, you know I didn't tell this story at least twice. You didn't hear me say that about my cousin having a stillborn, and they could not touch her because of the abortion laws. Like, they damn near had to let, and actually she had to push out the stillbirth. So, but they couldn't give her no help because of the weeks that she was, and I think she had to be like 24 weeks to even get any type of medical treatment. Other than that, she had to deal with it. So I'm with y'all, but all this so not supporting men shit, like, come on, bro. Like, that make a nigga want to say negative shit about women, and and that ain't even my stilo. But the fact that y'all go to that extreme and y'all motherfuckers ain't never been political, like, half of y'all on this bitch 40 and up. So why are we having goddamn issues with abortion laws? Like, you motherfuckers ain't having no babies no goddamn way. So what's the problem? Like take the goddamn tubes in shit. If it's that serious. But y'all talking about some men shit, come on, man. Y'all know I don't even rock like that. Like, my channel is for the women.
Like that though.
My channel for the women for real, for real. I ain't got no smoke. Like I say, because I feel y'all on that shit, because my cousin just went through this shit last year. Now she's pregnant again. And she has extra doctors. She got extra help. She got extra shit. And y'all, they don't give us enough doctor treatments and shit. Nigga, go outside of your doctor. Get better insurance. All that shit is a play. You can play around that shit. Like, don't fall for what the fucking government say or the president say, and that's just it. Half y'all ain't even affected by that shit. Y'all just come to argue. I land my plane. What I'm saying?
Okay. Now I will say that, like I said, if it's emergent, now let's just take it a little step further. We're gonna walk with it, right?
Let go.
If they were to separate it, like I said, if the umbrella just covers everything, right? What if we took it where we're like, okay, we're talking about people who are electively seeking for there's no medical reason. They hopped on Paul and Ben and didn't want their husband to know, so they just got to get rid of that situation. Or they just want to be out here popping and hopping on everybody, and then they just want to make sure they're not going to have a child, so they just have the ability to pick these. Other than that, the other stuff, they could take care of it. Now, if they separated like that, do you think that you would have the women still be upset to this degree?
That's a you problem. Women, hide your coochie, hide your ass. That's how it's going down. You got to be more careful. Men need to start putting on protection. Women need to start putting on plastic trash bags. Hey, you know I ain't
Lord, the trash bag.
Yeah, because you motherfuckers slip up. All that old pull out game, that shit don't be pulling out like that. Shit, let's keep it a bucket if we're gonna have a conversation. Because I want y'all to know I'm not for any side. We both responsible. But y'all so quick to say, well, a man shot up in me. Motherfucker, you laid down and gave it to him like that. But we know a lot of one-night stands happen. We know a lot of alcohol is involved. We know a lot of encouragement is involved. So you got to start accepting accountability and understand that you just gave that nigga your body for nothing. You let him shoot your club up, and you don't even know if he shot your club up, but you let him in there with no rubber. But then y'all quick to say, oh, well, niggas ain't niggas just creating babies. How the fuck we creating babies? No, the fuck we not. You need to stop that nigga in mid-stroke or mid goddamn foreplay and tell that nigga put on the trash and goddamn wrap himself and goddamn saran wrap.
Wow.
I bet y'all ain't talking about that shit. I bet the conversations ain't happening. You know what I mean? Man, you gotta do a show about rubbers. There you go, right there. Protection.
I do think we need to have a conversation about what. I'll bring you up 1 second, Stan. I think you should have a conversation about what, like I said, I'm not saying that we do have freedoms here, but when you have a place, any place with no rules, no policy, where you're able to do whatever you want, and as long as you say, oh, it doesn't affect me, you can do it. When there's no guidelines, it is chaotic, right? And that's even with anything. That don't matter what it is. When you have it that women can do whatever they want, be reckless or whatever, there's no consequence. And they can bring it back and say, men, well, they don't got consequences in this policy. They don't got consequences. And I'm saying, yeah, they're like, well, child support, he might have to pay $100, blah, blah, blah. There's a lot of other things that come with just being on child support, because a lot of those men, they like you said, they're making so much. They have to take their income now. They're taking care of another income, another house, and all that. And then there's things they can't do. They can't go out of the country. There's all kinds of things. So
Mm.
they do have consequences. Maybe they could be changed. That you could push for that, but you could change for maybe the rule that if you have a baby or whatever it is, you guys can just figure it out. Or there could be other policies for the men if you guys think they're not having a bigger consequence than women. But to say, like
Miss
you
Polly,
said,
if we don't
for
pay
you,
child support, we go to jail.
that's what I'm saying. There are
What else y'all want
consequences.
us to do? Like, there are consequences for us for shooting
Yes.
up the club. Our ass is on child support. And now, if you one of them women who, I don't do child support and all that is on. That's a you problem, not a United States world class Craig problem. No, that's a you problem. If you wasn't taught to do that, if you want to deal with it without having to do all that, and you got all the money in the world and the benefits, cool, do that. But for me, I'm going to get better insurance. Like, I'm not trying to have no babies out of wedlock. I ain't even got no kids. But I tell you what though, if I ever have them, I'm gonna give them the if look, if the woman get to tripping and I know it's on some clout shit, I will gladly take my baby and be goddamn. But see me, I'm not that type of guy. I'm not going for that type of shit. If it ain't locked in, I ain't busting in. I'm sorry. That ain't me.
Nope.
I'm not enticed by coochie. Goddamn, you got to show me a little money for the fun for me to even fall for that type of shit. But at the same time, we got to be respectable to each other and have mutual control. That's just it. All these other excuses and talking points, Miss Polly, it just ain't gonna get us nowhere but down a rabbit hole.
That's right. Now I will say this. I'm gonna bring Quinn back up here so he can say his piece with Soapbox. Do you have anything else to say prior to, and then Stan will get to you right after?
No
Most
worries.
definitely, most definitely. I would say that salute to everybody on the panel. Mm. I would say that definitely like what the brother Drip is saying is true. Like there's got to be accountability on both sides, man,
Thank you,
and they
sir.
can't.
Thank you.
Women cannot just be on something where it's like they blaming a man for a decision they make as well. You know what I mean? Because if you laying down with them, you making them a decision as well. You
Come
know what I'm
on.
saying? So it's got to be a balance, and it's got to be both. And for those who are upset because somebody chose a political affiliation, it's just to me it's just asinine because they're just not doing their research on how politics works anyway. You
Come
know what I'm
on now.
saying? The same people who was for Obama and talking about Bush when a whole when a whole war on terror was happening. Even after that, once Obama got elected, I seen Bush and Obama and they wives sitting together laughing and chopping it up. But they got y'all fooled and y'all thinking that they hate each other.
Come on
These
now.
people don't hate each other.
Come
You
on
know what I
now.
mean? It's called politics. It's
Come on now.
political. It's a game.
Come
You know what I
on.
mean?
Chess.
Listen to the late Dick Gregory. Dick Gregory says it's all a game. And if you don't
Hmm.
understand that it's all a game, you're gonna get
You
played.
got, you
I
got
Come
me
land
on
on.
there.
scoreboard.
Come on now. I like that. What's that boy name? Who is that? Who was
It's
that
the
talking?
best in the world.
Best in the world, man. You got to subscribe to my channel, bro. Like that type of shit
Oh
I be
yeah,
on.
I'm on it, bro. I already
Yeah.
subscribed.
Shout out to you, bro. I appreciate that. Shout out to you.
Definitely.
My bad, Miss Polly. Go ahead. Go ahead, Miss Polly. Oh, okay. Technical difference.
Look at that. I said we're gonna let Quentin go, and then we're gonna have Stan hop in.
Go ahead, Stan.
Go ahead, bro. Go ahead, bro.
Hey, can y'all hear me?
Yes,
Yeah, we hear your
sir.
goddamn ass.
Hey, buckle your double-breasted lips, Drip. How everybody doing? Salute everybody.
I'm cooling, bro. I'm blessed.
Hey, hey guys, what's the saddest part about this, right? We hear a lot about the adults, right? The women and the men, but nobody's emphasizing on the child once it's come to term, right? Once it's in life, and so a lot of these children are just growing up without parents. Um, and that's the biggest crux of the case. Okay, now the deed is done. She decided to have the child or whatever, right? What are we going to do as adults? Because the child can't feed itself, can't walk for itself,
Mm-mm.
and especially the people that grew up in neighborhoods where it was single parents, and we knew how rough it was and how the struggle was, and we still gonna go back and say, well, that woman ain't doing what I want her to do, so I ain't gonna be in my child's life. And the woman said, I don't want child support because I don't want to deal with him. Man, what about the child? Can we concentrate on the child that didn't ask to be here? And they got to grow up in this mean, cruel world.
Man.
I would want us to concentrate more on the child. How can we make the child life better? And we got to love, and I'm going to land the plane here. We got to love the child more than we hate each other.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
That's the direction we need to go into. I land the
Preach,
plane.
bro. Come on, man.
How you doing?
Man, come on, man. Come on, God.
Miss Polly.
Okay,
You got
well,
the
you
right
go ahead,
ones up
baby.
at
And then
night.
after Quentin goes, I got something else I want to add to this conversation. I'm going to make a statement. I want y'all to tell me your reaction on it. Okay, but you go ahead
Yes, ma'am.
first, Quentin.
Yes, ma'am. Also, I was want to say I apologize for earlier. I was helping my wife with something, but I digress. Like I said earlier, so I mean, there are some. I do feel like there are some women and men. You know, it goes to both parties. They happen to just lay down with each other and don't think about the consequences. Oh, this feels good. Oh, it feels good. But then a lot of them don't realize, you know, just like how you said, when you bring the baby into the mix, they don't realize, oh, so how you plan on raising it? I don't know. And then, you know, oh, I hate him. I hate her. Um, but, um, but my whole thing is when it comes to relationships, I don't feel like politics should play a role in relationships. This is just me. If you like or love each other, I don't care. I'm gonna play it this. I'm not Republican nor Democrat. I am independent. My wife, I think she might be independent or I don't know. I don't care. I don't care what political party she's with. I love her all the same. I don't give two fucks about what political party she's with. But my whole thing is when it comes to children, just like you know what the one brother said, what about the babies? You know, how we plan on raising these babies? And plus also too, to another point, life politics and life is like a game of chess. If you know how to play chess or try to learn how to play chess, you're already ahead of the game. And just like how they say all of these presidents sitting up here shaking hands and doing parties, whatever. Yeah, politics will do that to everybody. But I'm gonna land this plane right quick. But like my whole thing is, I'm gonna go back to politics should not play a role in a relationship. Period. And know who you lay down with. I digress. My mic is muted. I'll holler.
Like your shit.
Okay, before I move on, does anybody want to respond to that or add anything to that?
I'm with it.
No? Okay. So I'm gonna make this comment. Now, once again, I am making a comment. I want everybody to know this. This is heads up. I'm making a comment. It's going to sound rude. Okay. But this is really for a response to what I'm gonna say. Okay. So there is a thought, as you guys all know, that women receive energy, right, from men when they have intercourse, correct? Okay. And in that process of receiving energy from that man, you know, some people can go deeper or say like, you're getting like their energy, but you kind of take on that man too. Your personality, sometimes you kind of start mimicking because you've been sexually interacting, correct? You've heard those things. Just not saying they're true or false, but just in general.
That's right. Yeah.
So in the thought of that, it's like you also hear, there's a name for a woman who runs around and she is absorbing men's energy. They call them succubus, right? So are modern women who want to move that way, are they moving like succubus? Literally running around taking men's energy, all the positive things that they see in that moment, even though maybe that man's not the greatest man in the world, all the things that they are trying to desire and capture from that man, are they moving like succubus and removing the energy from these men and then running around, and instead of dealing with the energy that's in them that's supposed to turn into, obviously, I won't say a consequence or a baby, they remove that, but they're still getting the energy that they want from that person. Do you think that is a very rude thing to say, or do you think that anything about that? Y'all tell me.
I have actually heard about that. I've actually heard. I think it was either Instagram or Facebook. When you lay down with an individual, you do take on that person's life force, and you will take on that person's characteristics. And it's actually been scientifically proven as well. That when you lay down with somebody, energy is exchanged, and you would take on the person's characteristics. And I do feel like maybe not all of these women. I haven't really been paying attention to all the women, but the majority of them, like. But I feel like I feel like there are some out there that are. I feel like there are some out there that are doing that from person to person. That's why I say that.
That is true. I do think that. Anybody else have anything to say, Drip? Do you think? I know Drip doesn't. I don't know. Drip's concepts are very real. So his focus, his mind is on not abstract, but more reality focused. But do you think that women are
having
moving?
no conversation for that shit.
I know. So I'm gonna take it away and change it so you can answer.
All right.
Do you think that women are in search of only resources from men and no longer deem them actually valuable to them in any other way?
I mean, on YouTube, rhetorics, yeah, probably. That's just what's going on. But in real life, like, I always tell you, behind a successful black man is a successful black woman. That's just what I was born with. That's what I stand on. That's just what I believe, period. As a man being successful, as a goddamn entrepreneur that comes from a single mom, on YouTube, they say that's like a ding. That's why I don't subscribe to none of these niggas like that. I don't believe them. I push back on everything they say about that shit because it's not true. I come from a single mom. Mama was a postmaster, 40 years, never struggled, none of that shit. And she's Chinese and Dominican. So I'm a lot of shit mixed up, but I'm a nigga. At the same time, like, I don't let women come for me for resources. If a woman comes into my life and try to tell me how to run my business, you're gone. Because that's my downfall of my last relationships. People want to come in and be like, oh, you got party buses. What you be doing on them buses? You're through. Go ahead and go, because I ain't got time for the bullshit. Like, nigga, we grown. Like, I have a whole staff in place that drives, takes bookings, and everything. So what are we talking about the party bus for? You can't come in my life and try to tell me how to run my business better. That is a no-no for me. That is a trigger. Don't do that. Be a woman. Be, as y'all say, in your femininity, or whatever that shit means. Like, be you. All that old asking for submissive and asking for body counts and shit. Nigga, I ain't never heard that shit in real life. Straight up, I'm 40 years old. I've never asked a woman about no goddamn submissive. That shit come natural when it's genuine. I told y'all, my mama took 3 years to find out that my daddy was the one. 3 years. So you think I'm finna move in with a motherfucker 6 months, 3 months, 2 months? That shit is insane. I don't even know your grandma. I want to go to the family reunion. I want to see how you treat your mama now. I want to see how you treat your dad. I mean, I ain't bullshit. If I'm tuned in and locked in and I'm interested in like making you somebody who's gonna be a part of my goddamn plan and we grow together as one, nah, I got to know all that because I ain't finna play with you. So that's what it is. I got too much to lose. You can't pull up no Walmart camping chair to my luxury table. I'm sorry.
Oh, Lord, okay.
I just want to let you know I'm still in that drip. I just want to let you know that, sir.
Truck, my boy, what up, gang?
What's up,
hello, yes.
Hey, Miss
Nice
Polly.
to meet
Hey,
you
Miss
guys.
Polly.
Hi, dear. How are you today?
I mean, I'm just saying, like, I'm sure Truck with me. I'm sure staying with me. I'm sure the other guy with me. Shit. I mean, that's just what it is. Like, we gotta like this YouTube shit be bullshit. Like, that's why I don't be liking the and Queen ass in the chat. I'm finna get on her ass too. Goddamn, because I ain't gonna say she just platinum edition good and wealthy, but Queen got a whole family and she ain't really. I ain't gonna say she ain't hurt for nothing. I ain't saying she ain't went through nothing. But at the same time, it be the wrong people having these conversations. Like, don't stress yourself out on YouTube trying to argue with a bunch of lame ass, silly ass, incel ass, don't get no pussy ass niggas. And they probably got wives at home and they still ain't getting no pussy to prove no point. Like, you can't do that shit. Like, these niggas online be avatars. Coming from behind the avatar or shut your bitch ass up. That's just my motto. I don't believe, and man, y'all know how I am. That's why I'm so new to the space and niggas don't really, take me in like that. But that's cool. I don't want to be took in, nigga. I'm outside. And I'm gonna stay out there because I'm with the folks. Like, I'm with the real life people. That's what's going on. Like, I'm not finna go through all that shit. I ain't finna tell you to submit. I ain't gonna go get a dog leash from Walmart and put you on that bitch and go to the next fire hydrant. No. Love on me. Rub on me. God damn it. Be soft and cuddly with me. God damn it. What? Come on now. Women shouldn't see that big side of you like that. No way. All that old yelling and arguing and shit, cussing motherfuckers out, and then you expect them to give you some pussy. I'd have put your ass out.
So you know what, Drip? I agree with you. No, I agree. Everything you just said is actually logical. I think it does exist, but you pointed out that you pointed out that it does exist, but it shouldn't exist unless you give the okay for it to exist. Like, I'm not like you said, like, I'm not that submission shit. It should come natural. If it ain't,
Right.
I'm not wasting my time. Time is priceless.
Thank you, Truck.
Time is motherfucking priceless. You know what I'm saying? I just want to enjoy my day. Like yesterday, like that old arguing shit. I woke up this morning like, you know what? I'm done with that shit.
Come on, Truck.
I'm just gonna focus on the ones that's motherfuckers moving in success.
Come on, man.
I'm tired of trying to argue, trying to get motherfuckers to think logically, or just change a little bit just to get what they really want. You know what I'm saying? I can't convince people that don't want to work on themselves to do better.
Come on.
That actually bask in watching other people's demise when they know that shit ain't okay. So, you know what I'm saying? I just finally was like, you know what? I'ma calm down. I'ma chill out. Cause I feel what Drift was saying. I'm not asking for no submission. You know what I'm saying? I'm not doing that whole you work too much, all that goofy shit. Yo, I'm not gonna be a broke nigga. If you want a broke nigga, go get one. I'm gonna stay on my hustle, point blank.
I mean,
you know what I'm saying?
Truck ain't lying, no. He ain't lying. Like, come on, Truck. What it sound like me asking you to submit to me? And you just cuss my bitch ass out and call me all kind of shit, told me all this bullshit, and then gonna ask for submission? That's almost like a fight move on Mortal Kombat. Fatality, submission. What?
Oh, Lord.
Man, you fucking
but you shouldn't have to. That's the thing, though. That's like a woman asking a dude to be, you know what I'm saying, in his manhood. Like,
come on.
That shit, like we was talking about the protection shit, right?
Yeah.
That shit is common. Like, you heard me yesterday, like when they were saying, protect this, that, and the third, and I'm like, ain't that normal? You heard me say that yesterday. That's normal.
Yeah.
No, it's not. I'm like, it should be. Like, what niggas y'all be around for the shit not to be normal? It's weird to me. So,
I think the reason why these
now we asked you this, Trucker. Oh no, go ahead. I was just asking Trucker to answer the question, but you can answer your question first.
Okay. Go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
What question you want me to ask?
Oh well, he stayed on the same topic. I'll let Soapbox ask his stuff first or make his comment.
I mean, say in regards to your question, a succubus which is the female version, and incubus, which is the male version, is people who control people most of the time through sex or money or whatever else, and they use it in order to trap them and lure them in. You know what I'm saying? Those are usually people who have been scarred or hurt and things of that nature. And yes, you're going to get a lot of that on social media because a lot of that comes from people on social media because they've been scarred or hurt and they're not getting the results that they want. And that's what it really boils down to, right? Because really in a real relationship, both parties, in order for it to be functional, you have to submit, right? A man got to submit his will at times. A woman got to submit her will at times. It can't be all about him. It can't be all about her. You know what I mean? Especially if you got kids, then you really got to, it's a real ball game then, because now you got to figure out what they need. So you definitely can't be all about one person, you know what I mean? Because now the kids are here. You know what I mean? So now you got to really factor in what they need and what they want and what's going to help them be better. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not even going to say if you got pets or if you take care of your family or your parents or whatever because they're elderly. That's a whole nother battle, right? So with that being said, like, you know what I mean? So a lot of these arguments, as the brothers are saying, are just asinine, man. And they come from people who are hurt. They come from people who, let's just be honest. You know what I'm saying? It comes from people who are not being chosen. Man, we talked about this yesterday, Miss Polly, on the phone. It comes from people who are not being chosen. If you're not being chosen, you're mad. Okay, it's like when we was kids and they was picking the people on the basketball team or the football team or the dodgeball team, and you was the last kid to be picked, or you didn't get picked at all, and the teacher just had to put you on the team or had to tell you to go sit down on the side. And now you're mad at everybody. You hate all your classmates because you haven't been picked. It's the same thing when it comes to the dating market. You're just mad because you're not picked. Okay, you're just mad because if you did get picked, you got played or you got bamboozled or you got used. So now you hate all men or you hate all women. Just really work on yourself and work on your character and learn the game and learn not to be finessed so that when you do get out here, you can find the right person, the right people to pick you or be around that you can pick. You know what I'm saying? So if you're not doing these things, if you're not working on yourself, if you're not understanding and getting advice from the opposite sex and not just your homegirls, not just your homeboys, but if you're a man, sometimes you got to talk to other women to understand how women are. If you're a woman, you got to talk to other men to understand how men are. And not just men in your family who just gonna make you feel good or women in your family who gonna make you feel good. No, it just can't be the people that make you feel good and just tell you to just be yourself and everything will be all right. No, the people gonna tell you the hardcore truth. Look, brother, you need to throw on some cologne. You know what I mean? You know, you got to get some cologne about you. You got to get a haircut. You got to do, you know what I mean? Listen, sister, you got to lose some weight. All right? You're too big. Stop eating. You know what I mean? Like, these are real conversations that we got to have, and we're not saying that. And we're not
And
hearing that from
soapbox. I need
our
a soapbox. My clone game need to be bigger, bruh. I need some more clone, bruh.
You feel me,
More
Grizz?
time.
So like that's the thing. Like we're not going to real people to have real conversations and really give us real advice. And we definitely not going to the opposite sex. What's happening is that we get hurt, and then once we get butt hurt by one or two or however many people, and then God forbid if we got kids by these people. Oh yeah, it's really bad then. You know what I'm saying? Because now
But
we
don't you
really
think
on
that's
demon
weak
time.
though? Don't you think
Say it
that's
again.
weak?
Oh, of
I said,
course,
don't
of
you
course
think
it's
that's
weak.
weak? Like,
Of course it's weak. You know what I'm
you
saying?
know what
That
I'm saying?
that, that
Like,
just that just
you get butt hurt and you, instead of actually learning a lesson and actually making sure that you don't go through it again, you choose to take your frustrations out, or don't, you too afraid to look in the mirror, so you take it out on another person, or you know what I'm saying, willingly destroy another person's life.
I know what?
exactly.
I'm not gonna lie to you, bruh. I've actually got
Grizz,
frustrated to where my
let me land
son
this real
got.
quick, Grizz. Grizz, let me land this real quick. Of
My
course it's
bad,
weak.
my bad.
No, it's cool. After this, I'm gonna mute and I'm
My
gonna roll out a few. But yeah, of course it's weak. But the social media thing allows people to bask in their weakness and then they get paid for it on top of that. That's just the worst thing ever. And then the people that's really out here, really living life, really getting chosen, really having however many men or women they want and and a phone that they can get to or be around. These are the people who are not paying these people on mine. I'm not paying nobody on mine because when it comes to females, I'm extra good. Extra good. And I want that to be known. I'm extra, extra, extra good. All right. Whether I'm single, married, whatever, I'm extra good. Please understand that. I have no problems when it comes to the female race. I'm very happy. Women satisfy me. Y'all are great. I love coochie. It's the most wonderful thing in the world. I love when y'all lay next to me in the bed. It's so wonderful. Thank you for rubbing my feet and cooking my food and all that. You know what I'm saying? I ain't even simping. I'm just saying what happens for me. You know what I mean? I'm being chosen. I'm satisfied. So the rest of you lames who are not being satisfied or who can't get you, if you're a woman, you can't get the right dude to choose you or they just dicking you down and leaving you or whatever, or you're a lame dude and you can't get women to really stick around and they playing you for your money or whatever else. Hey, get some game, learn from your mistakes and grow and stop being weak like the brother said. And that's it.
Shit, I
Hey, I'm
just
the
said
single
that
one. Good to see you,
yesterday.
sister.
Yes, I am single. Hello, and I see Queen too. Hey, Queen. Yeah, I mean, I would love some ladies too to compare. I only have the able to have 6, but either way, because like I said, I do wonder if some women who think a little differently are stepping back and being like, why are we, you know what I'm saying? Like, and especially when they start going after the men. Y'all know I got to stand up for y'all men. I don't like that. I don't like when the ladies go after y'all. I know it's hard for y'all men out here in general as people on a daily basis. I can't imagine being a black man walking around every day and knowing that you really, you want a good, strong black woman behind you or whatever. But
Shit,
what
I
I'm
enjoy
saying is,
being a black man.
exactly.
We
But
ain't
what
got
I'm
no
saying is that
problems.
you have a lot more stuff going on than people realize, and that you guys also are seen as you're able to take everything, so people just do everything to you. And I don't think that's right. Just because you're strong doesn't mean you want to carry all the weight. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, that's true.
And so and then, you know what I'm saying? So when you have your women who are supposed to support you and they're saying, I don't want to support them anymore because they didn't do what I wanted them to do. You know, you always can't get what you want. And so I don't like that reference when it comes to men, and especially when you're coveting it's covering everyone. There are men out here who voted, like you said, like the vote polls, they're showing the second, highest category for or black men who voted for non-Trump. Sorry. So at the end of the day, it's like, why are you covering everyone in this? Because you're just, you don't get to be reckless. And that, I mean, honestly, it's the recklessness to me, because, you know what I'm saying? Because you have all kinds of options to stop that. And it's all the way down to sir, I'm not giving you no good cat without coverage. Just saying. But, that's just how I feel about that. But yes, I do think that, like you said, now, anybody, did I miss anybody for the
What's the
concept
question?
I was saying?
The actual question.
So we went to that first question was, have you seen the women crashing out online? And do you think that the reaction that is coming out, which is like, F men, F the women who want support, we're not going to support them anymore because, we didn't get the election result we wanted. And a lot of them are saying because they're worried about not having the option to delete when they want to. They'll say it's contraception, but it's really focused mainly on the abortion part. So how do you feel about the women who are crashing out like this? And do you think it's really the reaction of not being able to go ahead,
get what they want? Yeah, I said it's a temper tantrum because they didn't get who they wanted in office. But ultimately, I had to cuss somebody out last night about it because that's the weird shit was going on. But I don't. It showed a lot, right? It showed a lot. I'm kind of glad that it actually showed. Like this whole situation, it showed a lot. And this once again, these situations that goes on, black men, y'all better tighten up. Y'all better take it serious when y'all choose a woman, because it definitely revealed. You know what I'm saying? There's some solid women, right? There's some solid women, some good women out there, even with kids. But it also revealed that there are a lot of women who has a disdain and a hatred for black men.
Mm-hmm. Now,
like this whole,
we're gonna move on to the next one. I don't want to stay on the line too long now. I'm sorry, Trevor. I don't want to stay on there too long. So
no, go ahead.
I'll ask one more thing after you're done, and then we'll go to last responses. Though. Do you want to add any more? Sorry.
No.
I will get this.
I was done
Okay.
with that. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So last part of this I would like to touch on is, now that this is taking place, do you think the requirements, because you all say that the requirements that women have sometimes are just out of pocket, do you see that they will raise a requirement that they are at this point, because now it's like, oh, you have to be this way, look this way, blah, 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 but not being able to, like, will you think women at this point are going to, I don't think they're going to stop having sex, but do you think that women will try some alternative for the men? Like, will they raise the standards even higher now? Because now they're saying, oh, well, see, if you get me knocked up, you definitely got to meet the requirements. Do you think that it will even further separate the men who qualify for women, or no?
Yeah. I don't think it's gonna change. I think now more than anything, like Drip was talking about, in real life, dudes not standing for that bullshit no more. So the only dudes that's gonna be available is the ain't shit niggas. So more power to them. It's gonna be the same thing. It ain't gonna change.
Oh Lord. Damn. Okay.
I'm just keeping it real.
Yeah, I think the women are going to, because they're, like you said, most of the time the requirements are already very high, and a lot of men don't even fall on that in general because it's only like 20%. So now you're saying if you're not willing to do other things, and so now they might say, oh well, you know what? If I do get knocked up, I give you this. You got to start coming out of pocket a lot more because of accidents happen, and then I'll be stuck in this situation. Like you said, I think it's only going to be the men who are getting sex are going to be the ones who aren't in a place to even provide for anything. And the men who are in that place, they're going to be a lot more pickier with who they choose because they're going to start seeing the ones who hide. They're going to see through that. They're going to start like, oh no, she wilding. And so I think it might get a little choppy out here.
And Miss Holly too. One thing I've actually learned a few years ago, there are some women who would go as far as trying to trap the guy just so that she can get money out of him.
That's coming to an end. Listen, that is only happening to the dudes that can't control their dick. Like they can't refuse coochie for 2 seconds. So that's why I said they can't refuse it. Like they can't refuse. That's what I said. At this point, it's only gonna be the dudes really that's gonna be out here thirsty for real. That really ain't shit. That's gonna be the ones that's gonna be available that y'all can trick. That's it.
I'm gonna play this. I've been married for 17 years, and like I just kind of actually being married taught me some things about like learning how to just step back and like what you are. I'm gonna put this. I am one of I got married. I'm sorry. Let me start over. Take two. I've been married for 17 years. I'm with the same woman. Next year will be 18 years, and we got one child together. And within that, appreciate it. But I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, I wholeheartedly feel that being married. I'm not gonna lie. So I got married kind of young, but the thing is, I got married at 22. But the thing is, being married taught me how to. It taught me how to become a better man. Taught me how to I feel like it taught me how to become a better man, how to, take more, learn more, have more responsibilities. And like, you know what? I'm like, I think, because I talking to myself, if I was to be single, I'd probably be in some situations that these other men would be in. But I do think, guys, that I'm with a good woman. She taught me a lot about how to become bigger and better. But I've actually surrounded myself with other men who are teaching me the fundamentals of becoming a man as well. So, but with that being said, it's just I just feel that a lot of these men and women should and need to take some pointers from the older generation. Stop thinking with your dick, stop thinking with your pussy. Learn to like yourself. Learn who you are, but before you even jump into bed with somebody, and this is just me. I don't feel like sex is everything. I feel like learn how to explore the world and just find some things about yourself. This is what I'm going through right now. Actually, in the past 5 years, learn to how to accept yourself for just being by yourself for a minute. What things can I learn by myself without having trying to be with somebody, if that makes sense to anybody on this panel. But yeah, I digress. My mic is muted. I'd holler.
All right. Yeah, Drip, would you like to say any other words before we wrap it up here?
Man, keep doing your thing, Miss Pilot. It's genuine. I like it. Clearly, the people like you, I told them, if you call them, they'll come.
Yeah.
They came. Shout out to Michelle. Shout out to the Drip Nation sliding over here to holler at you. We got your back. We coming through. Shout out to everybody on the panel stand, truck. Hey, keep going live, Miss Pilot. Like, you really got something going on. Like, and the fact that you're not biased really says a lot. And I really think you're gonna shoot off real fast with the non-biased, opinions and shit. So yeah, I like it. Keep doing what you do.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Stan, do you have anything to say, dear?
Yeah, just
ain't
real
shit.
quick. Yeah, Drip is a knock needed slew foot rat
Rat
soup
bitch.
eating in ML. Miss Polly, I told you, yeah, that part, Miss Polly. You let him insult me when I first came on the panel, and he kept insulting me the whole
I'm
while time. He
sorry.
got his mouth
Man,
open.
we got our
I'm
G suit
sorry,
on,
Stan.
brother.
I'm apologize. I apologize, Stan. I
Nah, but Miss
apologize.
Polly,
Mr.
on a
Chill up here
serious
too.
note,
I'm sorry.
anytime you send up the bat signal, you know we're gonna come run through.
Yes, sir.
I
We
appreciate it.
respect you. You've been genuine, and you know we got to figure this thing out, right?
Mhm.
We got to figure it out, because right now we so all over the place like bird shit, right? And nobody's winning on
Amen
either
to that.
side. Nobody's winning on either side, and more so the children coming up are not winning, right?
Mm.
And that's the people that's supposed to
Mhm.
replace us. So keep having these genuine conversations. You know we'll be here. I don't
Yes.
care what people think is boring or whatever. But this is where we get it right, right? You got children, I got
Well,
children, I got grandchildren. We're gonna keep having this conversation. We're gonna tear it down. We got to pull back the layers, and as we continue to do this, we'll be better for it. Will love us for it,
Mm.
and the generations to come. And for Drip, I don't know what family reunions you've been going to, because you know we need to bring those back. People are sleeping with the people's daughters, and they ain't
Yeah,
even
he
met
want
no
to go
mom
to.
or dad. So we need to go back to that
Nigga.
way, Drip. I agree with you, Drip. We need to go back to that, man. Because that was genuine. You know who the people parents are, the grandparents are, and saw how they interact. But right now, you pick them up at the club, you still don't even know if they got a mother or father or whatever. And some of them say they hadn't talked to their parents in years, right? So we need to get back to the foundation.
Can I,
So, Miss Polly, you know we love you. I land the plane there. Drip,
Yeah.
I
I'll
kick
see you
your
at home,
ass at
Stan.
home. Okay,
Miss
brother.
Polly, can I ask one question to the whole panel? To the fellas? I don't know if there's any women up here. Fellas, if y'all met y'all woman and they told y'all they don't have a relationship with their mom and daddy because of some petty shit, is that a red flag? Yes or no?
I, for me, it depends on what it. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie to you. I've heard some things, and it would depend. It depends on the situation for me. I would have to literally sit down and listen to and dissect the situation.
And you know what? You're right. I should have gave better context because I can see where you're going with this. If somebody hadn't got, art or raped or some shit like this. So, okay, cool. So if they're just saying, well, I don't, okay, let's just put it like this.
Entitlement.
Yes, like if they don't have any relationship with their parents and not saying the far-fetched max, just on some, well, she ain't let me do this or she went against me as a kid, is that a red flag?
Yes,
Okay, thank you.
because I'm gonna play this. I'm gonna play this for everybody in the panel. We are all over 30, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna play this. There was a time I didn't like my dad. There was a time I did not like him. I didn't like him whatsoever. But as I got older, I literally had to step back and be like, "Oh shit, that's the reason why he did that." And I'm like this. So I'm playing this. As I got older, my relationship grew and got tighter with my father.
That shit sounds
Right.
like my story too, brother.
And
Mine,
and so
same exact story as mine.
Same as
Real
mine
and
too.
yeah, and like let me play this. I thank my dad for being hard on me. I thank my father for, you know what, we weren't rich, but the thing is, you gave me the fundamentals as a young Black African American man to go about this world and learn how to delegate this world. I thank my father for teaching me, hey, just because this thing is hard doesn't mean that you got to quit. Keep going until it stops. If that makes sense.
No, shit. I
Yeah.
definitely agree.
Makes perfect sense.
Okay. Now we have Miss Michelle. She's here. She hasn't had a chance to get her before we wrap it up.
Oh, I'm sorry, Miss Lady. Go ahead.
All right, boo, hey.
Don't start. I just
all right.
I just came with him for the support, boo.
Hey, Michelle.
I appreciate it. Michelle, but you're a woman. I need to know. I have to ask you because you would know.
No,
do you feel that the women who are acting up, don't let them do that.
Don't start. Don't start.
All right.
Do you think that
roast
women are overreacting about not having the option to abort children? Just the abortion part, not the stuff about Plan B's and abortions only. Am I talking about people who need rescue?
I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna keep it real. By me not having no kids, when it comes to stuff like kids and stuff, I feel like people that ain't got kids, women that don't have kids shouldn't speak on certain stuff.
That's a fact.
Okay.
I agree with
Okay.
that.
That's a fact.
Okay.
That's why I don't be
Okay.
talking about them with the abortions and shit, because I ain't got no babies.
Okay.
Hey,
I got
to your
one.
point,
You got that. Yeah, I choose not.
Oh,
I chose not to have no kids, so that's not my issue. But you know,
Okay. Now, if you can, I ask you a little bit personal question, if you don't mind.
yeah,
Okay. If it's too personal, you do not have to answer. Okay. If you chose not to have children, do you that's a choice, right? But when you chose not to have children, did you also know to take protection, or you just kind of still were being? I'm not saying were you being kind of still open to having maybe a sex here and there without protection and all that, or did you take the opportunity to get yourself in a situation where you wouldn't have children, like by birth control or condoms or whatever, or did you just chance it?
look, I ain't never in life really want to take birth control. So I always use common sense. I'm always at some point, every blue moon you gonna chance it, and not want to have a no kind of every blue moon, but the majority of the time, I try to use protection. If I can
Right.
help it, yeah.
Man, shout out Michelle. That was solid.
Yeah,
That was
thank
fucking
you,
solid.
man. Thank you for sharing with us, because I know
Solid
that's
answer,
Fucking
Michelle.
solid to the motherfucker,
Drip
man.
Nation.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir.
But
Shout out to the Drip Nation, man.
But I ain't knocking the women that want to have kids to each own, but that would never be me. I tell people if it happen, it happen. I say if it don't, it don't. You can always adopt anything. So plenty of kids need love in the world. So I
That's
tell
why that's my
everybody.
baby mama. God damn.
And now that'd be the part right there. They talking about these. That'd be the main part. What about the kids? But then I'm working on that right now to adopt like 2 kids. But a lot of people be talking, but they don't be trying to, really help out them kids. To be the same persons, same weird people that just be out of control, and then try to act like a saint. So I mean, no, that's what it
That
is.
was real.
So Miss Paula, this your first time going live?
No. No, it has been my
see.
first time in a minute, though. In a minute, I usually go live, but I'll usually do it by myself. I've never had a panel.
So, Miss Polly, let me tell you something. When we go back home, I'm gonna make you a background and shit, so you can have some, aesthetics and shit. So as soon as you end the live, just come on to the Discord, and I'm gonna go ahead
You
and
telling me
break
come
that bitch
home,
up.
Daddy?
Yes, ma'am. Come on.
Don't
I
start.
got your food cooked.
I'm
I
getting-
got your
I'm
Miss
getting
Polly.
off this bit. I don't want to be a part of this.
Miss-
Yeah,
hold
you a hater.
on.
I
That's all good.
don't want to
Miss
be a
Polly,
part of
it's-
this.
Trucker, yeah, I'm Polly, nigga. The
Hey,
fuck?
trucker. Hey, trucker, it's too early for that. Hey, Miss Polly, it's too early for that now. We do that later on.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm Polly, nigga. Shit. I'm with the shit. Let's go. Nah, but for real though, yeah.
That
I
ain't
mean,
called Johnny.
it's just that's just a team, that's just a fam, man. We putting shit together, you know what I'm saying? We gotta elevate the background and shit, you know what I'm saying? Make your avatar type shit. I mean, it's all about elevating your content, because I ain't gonna lie, Miss Polly, you think we bullshitting, but these are conversations that need to be held. And
Yeah,
agree, you
I
now with the
agree.
Corrupted Sisterhood, and you can speak on this shit, you're gonna have more and more people pop up every fucking day that you go
Good.
live. I promise you. Every day.
I'll try to have it more timed out. I usually don't give a lot of people a lot of time, but I'm gonna try to structure it in with my notebook, because I do want to have it maybe certain times, and I can dress up and everything and get ready and prepared.
Yeah, but you gotta
So
be
I'll
on
give more
time,
time.
because no call, no show, your ass is gonna get fired. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
I
Michelle
meant
say
to say
yeah.
Miss
something.
Polly-
Hey, Miss Polly. I meant to say something about that, and we don't do lateness.
Uh-oh.
Yeah,
Uh-oh.
that is-
I saw.
yeah.
Miss Polly, where you? Are you in Sacramento or in the Bay Area?
No. I'm in Nebraska.
Oh, okay.
Goddamn Nebraska.
I know exactly where you at.
You a corner.
Yeah,
What?
I already
Wait
know
a
where you
I
at.
bet ain't too
Don't
many
talk to me
niggas.
like that.
Look, it ain't too many black people down there, ain't it?
I know. I was gonna say I know
There
exactly
That's
are.
where
why
she
she
at.
probably she probably got
I already
Asian
know where she
niggas,
at.
Jeffrey
It ain't too
Dahmer,
many
little
black folk
cousin,
down there.
all kind of shit going on.
I'd like to interview
Good
you
nation,
about your
see
show
y'all at
too.
home. Miss Polly, great screen. I see y'all at home.
That's the best thing.
All right,
I'm on the way.
Dan. Thank you
I'm
so
on the way.
much. And I will say this: thank you guys, everyone, for showing up. People who stopped by and just took a glance, and that's fine too, because there's a lot of
Salute.
streams going on right now.
No,
There's a
you
lot of streams
dressed
going
up.
on by big hitters. So like I think Angry Man. I went live with Angry Man. I'm going Fatty. A lot of people are live right now, and they're all kind of talking about similar subjects. So I can understand. They're going to be all over. So
What's the matter?
so,
Sorry.
no worries, baby.
Shout out to the kids.
That
Shout out
sound
to
like
the
my
kids.
son.
You hear
That
Miss
sound
Polly say,
like
"Don't
my
worry,
home.
baby."
Oh
They wanna
Lord,
be on
What
the
you
that's
live
trying
stream.
for?
See Miss
They
Polly
want to be on
went
the
to
stream.
mother
Goddamn
mode.
shit.
She went to
he's like
mother
me
mode
too.
that
Yeah.
quick.
And it's fine. So I want everyone to know I appreciate you guys for coming and supporting me. I love panels. I do very well when I talk to others. So this is a good opportunity to start streaming with others and having good conversation. And I said the topics I want to bring up, not necessarily are that girl against guy or man. I want to get deeper than that, because when we do just surface level, we do no work, right? So I want us to do kind of dig deeper, and I want you to go home or come off the live and kind of think about it, simmer on it, and see if it's something you want to change about yourself or your atmosphere. And it doesn't have to be relationships with people. It could be relationships with food. It could be like why are we all at this point where we just can't stop stuffing our mouths full of food? Like you said, there's a lot of policies that are going to change. This year is the year to have conversation, because even with Trump, he's talking about getting rid of GMOs, artificial stuff. So we'll be like other countries where we can't have all these high fructose syrups and things like that are addictive. And when you eat stuff, you want more because you're addicted to it.
Look, when that time comes, we'll see what he
exactly. But that makes change, and that means it's forcing you to be healthy regardless of how you feel about it.
He can't force nobody to be healthy.
So, I mean, you don't have to be forced. It's going to happen naturally, because if you go to the store and the only option there is a peanut butter bar with real peanut butter instead of one with something else, you're going to get the benefits of that. It's not like having no GMOs is not actually a bad thing. So that's why I said people got to start actually learning about more than just surface area stuff. GMOs actually do hurt our agriculture. It hurts our farmers and things like that. And so if you don't know how that works, because you didn't study it or learn it, you have to actually find out about GMOs, find out what that is. A lot of people don't even know what that is. They don't know why it's good or bad.
Could you educate me on that? What is that exactly?
It's genetically modified.
But half our race ain't trying to learn nothing about that. Come on, keep
it.
Hey,
sorry.
But just knowing that people make seeds. Okay, here's an example. People who make seeds artificially make seeds that are going to do better. Yes, that gives you more food, but they also ruin other crops. So, and then you have to pay a big difference in cost. So a local farmer who gets a little bit of money just to keep their family alive or whatever, they're going to not be able to do it. So then you're going to have big companies that oversee agriculture, and they're going to raise the prices and lower them how they deem, because they're large companies and not small farms where people can make the pricing different or whatever. So now you're getting rid of all small farmers. The prices are too high for them to get the seeds, but they have to buy GMO seeds. They can't buy their own seeds. They can't use their own food and then reuse the seeds they got from the plants. They can't do that. So you're basically putting them all out of business, farmers out of business.
Yeah, y'all don't really realize how bad it is out here.
Oh no, I'm sorry. Go ahead, brother.
No, I'm saying y'all don't realize how. Y'all really don't realize how bad it is. Like even when it don't have GMO on it, it's GMO. Like even like canola oil, cooking oil, right?
Damn.
The plant, the plant is a genetic hybrid flower, and what they do is they literally destroy the plant, but the flower part they keep, but it is so chemically induced, you know what I'm saying, that technically is really deadly. You know what I'm saying? Same with Tyson's chicken. Tyson's chicken is full of steroids. You got it's like just dealing with the farmers and stuff like that, like what she's talking about. I see it firsthand, like how they be doing it. Like it's crazy. Like
Well,
even if you go to
explain
Whole
that to me
Foods,
then. What can we eat there? That's the case then. We gonna start doing
You
like
can
that.
eat
What
regular
well,
food.
you
Yeah,
you
you can
you
eat regular
you
food. It's
can
not that you won't
it's
notice it.
I gotta
yeah, you
have
wanna
taste. I gotta my food gotta
no
have
no.
taste and season.
It's
Uh-uh.
better to actually go to like stop buying meat from like Walmart or, you know, say go to the
Yeah.
actual butcher places. Go
Mm-hmm.
to the more the authentic stores like the Chinese store or the Brazilian stores. You can get stuff there, you know what I'm saying? Eat more like don't do the frozen vegetable stuff. Get fresh vegetables,
Yeah.
things like
But you
that.
don't know. Inflation is real. That stuff in the store don't went up. Everybody can afford that. See, but y'all keep on missing the point.
Yeah,
Oh no
and,
no no
and
no
that's
no no
that's.
no. Yeah, I get that.
But I know what
I
you're
get
saying.
that.
But think why you can't afford it. See, you got to think even further than that. Why can't you afford it? It's because they've made so much money off of making. They'll make a whole bunch of corn. I say they make a whole bunch of corn, and they just putting it out, right? So now the people who actually make corn the regular way, they can't compete with the price cut. It's a price cut. So instead of saying, okay, well, this corn costs $2 to make, here guys, $2, they come in there with the corn that's, they make it on big masses and say big companies because they can afford it, and they'll say, okay, well, we can give you it for $1. So now you've undercut this guy. He can't make as much corn, so his price goes up higher. And now he'll do is raise his price once that guy's out of business.
I'm gonna tell y'all a big
You guys
secret.
see that all the time. You see, look, there's just maybe that's too big, but if you think about it on like Netflix, right? What happened after Netflix cleared house of Blockbuster and all that? Their prices raised.
Blockbuster went up. Yeah.
When you undercut the small guy just for a little bit till everybody gets on board, then you raise your prices. There's no competition. It's called monopoly. They've won the game. That's why there are people in place where they make sure you can't raise prices so high. You can't make gas so high. There's a law. There's caps on stuff because people will monopolize, and that's illegal. Because what will happen is those companies will take over everything. There's no competition and raise your price. And now you have nowhere else to go to because you have to go to their company because they're the only one that exists.
Yeah, pretty much.
I just want to let y'all know. I just want to let y'all know for the first time in history, Big Pharma is actually being sued.
Who?
Just want to let y'all know that. Big Pharma.
See, look.
Yeah.
Damn.
See, this is the change that you was talking about, right? They're actually being sued, and I'm talking about every company that even with the C-19 shots, they're being sued.
There's consequences that will come. So when the women, you see a lot of people complaining about the policies that people are putting in place. I'm not saying they're going to happen, but I don't necessarily see an issue with some policies. It's just that I think some people, and I'm not for him or not for him, I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that I need you guys to look at the policies and not I just can't do what I want. Because there are reasons why we can't just run wild. So that's why I think these conversations are good. I'm sorry about me, but I want to have more conversations like this so I can educate people who are wherever they are in their education or wherever they are, so they can just have better responses. Because I don't want you to make a choice based on bullshit because you didn't have the education or you don't know. I want you to know. And if I have to bring my education down for you to know, I'll do that because I want you to know and make better choices.
Because I'm keep it real.
They affect me.
I'm gonna keep it real. It's a lot of stuff I don't. Look, it's a lot of stuff I don't know.
And that's why you have a lady like me
on
your side.
I'm willing to learn you.
That's right. Yeah. That's all I need you to do, baby. Be willing to let me
I
take
will
you down
with
the road.
you.
That's all.
Yeah, as long as you teach me, I will listen.
Oh, I like that.
This motherfucker.
Don't start at me, pie.
We're helping each other. Anyway.
It's a lot of stuff
out of here.
Look, it's a lot of stuff I don't know. So
I appreciate everybody
because Ms. Polly gave me ideas
for coming on here today. But we're gonna wrap it up. Everybody go home. I appreciate Drip. Thank you. Good show, Trucker. We appreciate you always taking the time. Okay, I appreciate it. Quentin, it's nice to see you. We also had Treco Yo and Quinn's here today. Michelle, thank you for coming up here. Appreciate you also. Everybody in the chat, showing so much love.
I'd definitely like to interview you whenever you're free.
I did see you right there. I will get back to you on Instagram. I just was like trying to get set up and I had like 2 hours.
I know you're good. My bad. Yes, ma'am. Have a good night.
And, yes, you too. And Intellectual Soapbox, thank you so much. Always very, very supportive, and we will have shows together too. So I'll let you guys go. Bye.
See you later, boo. Love you.
Bye.